Good evening, everybody. This is the Joliet City Council for Tuesday, May 7th, 2024. I'm standing in for Mayor Terry Darcy, who happens to be ill. Hoping he's getting better. And I'm the Mayor Pro Tem on the City Council. So we are going to have an invocation by Pastor Jeff DeVries, Grace Bible Church from 114 Shanahan Street, Shorewood.
I don't think that he has arrived yet.
Oh, no one told me. So,
Yep. He
did we
just
get a
walked
phone
in.
call?
That right
Oh, we're here. Okay. Let's go that again. Pastor Jeff DeVries from Grace Bible Church.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Thank you for allowing me to come and pray for y'all. And I represent Pray Joliet, where it's up to 50 churches have been represented at one of our prayer events. We're joining across denominations, creeds, and colors. So it's quite an exciting thing that's happening here in Joliet. So I'm thankful for you and thankful to be here. So let's pray. Lord, thank you for this day, and I thank you for everybody here today, Lord, that's giving to the community to provide leadership, Lord. I pray for the mayor and everyone on the city council, those in authority, those with the responsibility to lead this city. I pray for the first responders, Lord, that they would be strengthened and encouraged and fully aware of whatever they need to do. And I pray for their families that often have to struggle to see and wonder sometimes if their loved ones would come home. I pray for this council's wisdom and understanding in their decision making, and that they would trust you, Lord, and lean on your understanding and not their own. I pray for their decisions that impact the lives here, that they may be reminded of all the faces of this community. Lord, give them strength and the wherewithal to forge this city's future. They are our glue for the community. Protect them and bless them, Lord, for the projects that they undertake, their safety in our community. And I just pray tonight for a swift and efficient meeting and all the things that they need to work their way through. We ask your blessing in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Pastor DeVries, if you would like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, we'd appreciate that.
Again? Okay. You already know.
Ready?
We pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you. We'll begin with roll call. Mayor Darcy's absent this evening. He is ill. Councilman Cardenas.
Here.
Councilman Clement.
Here.
Councilman Guerrero.
Here.
Councilman Hug.
Here.
Councilwoman Ibarra.
Here.
Councilman Mudrin.
Here.
Councilwoman Coleman.
Here.
Councilwoman Reardon.
Here.
First on the agenda this evening is a proclamation recognizing Joliet Junior College.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all for being here. I'd like to begin before reading the proclamation with a few words. I won't bore everyone here with my tragic comic book superhero origin story and tell you the last, 15 years of my life, but we will skip to the interesting parts, the exciting parts, which is, my time at JJC. So I myself am an alum of Joliet Junior College, and having now, made it here to the City Council, serve as the chair of the Diversity Committee, and I just have to point out how incredible it is for me to have this opportunity to present this proclamation today. Because when we talk about DEI, when we talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, it's one thing to talk about it. And Joliet Junior College really is a prime example of an institution that has been able to implement those principles and really work them into the core structure of their organization as a whole. We can sit here and talk about what DEI means all day, and I can show up to the city council meetings wearing my cowboy boots, anytime. But to really be able to implement that in a meaningful and significant way means creating spaces where first generation college students like myself can have a place where they feel safe and comfortable, where they feel that they belong to a community, where they feel that they can participate, where they can meet with other students who understand the struggles that that not only themselves but their families have to endure in order for them to be able to reach these places that they're been able to achieve. The achievements of some of my peers that I met there at my time at JJC, it's heartwarming to see where they all are today, what they've gone on to do, and when we continue to support public institutions like JJC and continue to support them in their efforts to include DEI within their systems, within their organization, within their structure, well, we're able to create, Joliet community members who then go on to make it to city council, who then go on to make it to the county board, who go on to serve their communities in so many different ways. And so with that, it's my great honor to present this proclamation. Whereas Hispanic serving institutions are degree granting institutions that have a full-time equivalent undergraduate enrollment of at least 25% Hispanic students. And whereas in 2022 through 2023, 65.6% of all Hispanic undergraduate students enrolled at one of 600 Hispanic serving institutions operated in the United States, the District of Columbia, and Puerto Rico. And whereas Hispanic serving institutions play an important role in enrolling, retaining, and graduating Hispanic students and are engines of economic mobility and a major contributor to the economic prosperity of the United States. And whereas Hispanic serving institutions are actively involved in supporting and empowering the communities in which the institutions are located, and citizens of Hispanic ancestry comprise a significant percentage of the residents we serve, and those communities continue to grow. And whereas the contributions of the Hispanic citizens past and present are invaluable and abundant in the Joliet Junior College community, and whereas Joliet Junior College's Hispanic enrollment has grown from 11.3% in the fall of 2000 to 34% in the fall of 2023, and its fall-to-fall retention of Hispanic students has grown faster than any other student populations. And whereas Joliet Junior College strives to reduce achievement gaps by enhancing curricular and co-curricular educational opportunities, as well as by creating authentic and inclusive supports based in servingness for Hispanic students, and is committed to its Hispanic community and the achievement of their educational goals and career aspirations by expanding educational opportunities for Hispanic students and their community. Now, therefore, I, Terry Darcy, Mayor of Joliet, Illinois, on behalf of the Joliet City Council, do hereby urge all citizens to join me in proclaiming that Joliet Junior College has officially been granted the status of being a Hispanic serving institution.
Councilman Guerrero, thank you so much for this honor, and members of the City Council. I want to just take a moment to acknowledge this recognition and thank you for it. I want to first just acknowledge the JJC Board of Trustees here. We've got our Vice Chair, Alicia Morales. We've got behind us our current student trustee, Ryan Queenie. We've got Trustee Michelle Lee, Trustee Maureen Broderick, Trustee Diane Harris, and our former student trustee who was on the board when all of this happened, Trustee Aisha Ellis. All of them have provided such tremendous leadership, and I'm hoping we can do some sort of picture. But before that, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the leadership and staff in our DEI office who really made this happen. So JJC staff, will you stand to be recognized? All of you back there. We've got Michelle, Escortina, Monique, Trisha, Christy. Thank you so much for recognizing this honor that is over 100 years in the making. We've been trying to achieve this designation for decades, and because of these fine people here, we've been able to do that. So your recognition of Joliet Junior College, the nation's very first community college, is a tremendous honor for us. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Of course.
Can't move the board, too. Can't move it.
Thank you.
Next is a proclamation recognizing St. Peter Evangelical Lutheran Church.
Okay, is there anybody from St. Peter's Evangelical? Come on up, everybody. Are you the pastor? Congregation chairman. Okay. How's everybody doing? Good. This proclamation was to recognize St. Peter's Evangelical Lutheran Church, which has been serving the spiritual needs of Joliet and Joliet area residents for over 160 years, since 1857, and made a commitment far into the future with what they put into their renovation, keeping their sanctuary and church historically significant and correct. Did I say that correctly, folks? Pretty close. So, all right. Let me read the proclamation. Thank you, Councilman Clement, for the glasses. Okay. Whereas, in celebration of Historic Preservation Month, the City of Joliet wishes to recognize St. Peter Evangelical Lutheran Church for their interior and exterior preservation work, which included a new roof and interior restoration to the sanctuary ceiling. And whereas St. Peter Evangelical Lutheran Church was organized on May 24th, 1857, and they built their second church at 310 North Broadway in 1884. And whereas St. Peter Evangelical Lutheran Church has remained a committed partner in their neighborhood and city for well over 160 years. And whereas the church replaced the roof on their church building and made interior restoration after storm damage in 2021. And whereas the church chose to retain the historic character of the shake shingle roof and the sanctuary. And whereas after an ambitious fundraising campaign, the church completed the exterior and interior projects in October 2022. Now therefore, I, Terry Darcy, Mayor of the City of Joliet, on behalf of the City Council and Joliet Historic Preservation Commission, extend our most sincere appreciation for St. Peter Evangelical Lutheran Church as we present the 19th Annual Joliet Historic Preservation Award. This is dated May 7th, 2024, and signed by Mayor Terry Darcy. And who would like to say some words? Then it's going to be you.
On behalf of the members of St. Peter's Lutheran Church, I want to thank the city for this wonderful honor that you bestowed on our congregation. Before I go any further, I want to introduce the members of our church council here. Brian Nelson, Carol Holmstrom, Steve Capella, Debbie O'Rourke, not council members, but members of the congregation, Diana Hardy and Jim O'Rourke. Okay. Oh, and I'm Mark Kroll, and chairman of the congregation. As the councilman said, it's especially gratifying to receive this award in the month of May, because in a few weeks, we will be celebrating the anniversary of our founding on May 24th. It has been a privilege and a joy for us to serve the Lord in our city and in our neighborhood for 167 years. And we hope, God willing, we will continue to do so for many years to come. Once again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take a photo in front of the council.
And just
if
to
you'd like,
show what a
of
great
all of you.
neighborhood this is, I see the president, one of the presidents, Candace Wheeler, is also here supporting the church. So
Yes, so our neighborhood nominated them for doing
Yes.
the work in the neighborhood. Keeping institutions alive in neighborhoods is what keeps a neighborhood with its great success and what it keeps it going. So we appreciate their involvement in our community. They're also our host site for our neighborhood meetings, which is fantastic, and we appreciate that as well. So, thank you.
come on, Larry.
Next is a proclamation recognizing completion of the Joliet Railroad Museum.
So before Councilwoman, no, get back here, says anything, I had talked to the city manager earlier today, and I had asked the city manager to accept this award on behalf of the city after Councilwoman Ibarra reads the proclamation, because this recognition really does celebrate numerous project partners. So yesterday, I think we talked about there was state and federal partners involved, and then various city departments, which, so in a few minutes, we'll have Beth come up. Thank you. And again, our chair, Candace Johnson, for the Historic Preservation Commission. This was a commission nominated award.
Oh, Candace, stay up here with me. Okay, so whereas in celebration of Historic Preservation Month, the City of Joliet wishes to recognize the Joliet Railroad Museum project, which was a project that spanned over 10 years and involved effort and dedication by numerous partners. And whereas the Joliet Railroad Museum is housed in Union Depot Tower, which was an interlocking signal tower built in 1913 to control rail traffic through the crossing of 4 north-south and 4 east-west railroad tracks. And whereas in 2011, the city began planning for a new multimodal transit hub at this historic crossing of multiple rail lines. And whereas the city then, in partnership with the state of Illinois, the Illinois Department of Transportation, Union Pacific, BNSF Railway, Metra, Amtrak, Regional Transportation Authority, and the Federal Railroad Administration embarked on a large project to improve the efficiency and safety of rail traffic through this major intersection of rail lines. And whereas during the design of the new Joliet City Gateway train station, the city and its partners not only decided to save the tower and incorporate it into the new train station building, but also decided to preserve the tower's mechanical and operational equipment, hoping to create a public showcase highlighting the overall influence of railroads on the Joliet region's historical development. And whereas the city of Joliet received 2 rounds of state grant funding and obtained operational support and programmatic direction from the Joliet Area Historical Museum to establish the Joliet Railroad Museum. And whereas the Joliet Railroad Museum, which opens to the public May 10th, 2024, celebrates Joliet Railroad legacy and offers an unrivaled vantage point from which to view contemporary rail traffic at this critical intersection of north-south and east-west rail travel. And Now therefore I, Mayor Terry Darcy, City of Joliet, Illinois, on behalf of the Joliet City Council and Joliet Historic Preservation Commission, extend our most sincere appreciation to the multiple partners involved with completing the Joliet Railroad Museum project as we present the 19th Annual Joliet Historic Preservation Award. I guess this goes to Mrs. Beth Beatty, the city manager.
Man, I need a stool here. Thanks so much for this. I talked to Jane earlier. She asked me just to say a few words. I know I've been here for a short time, but the staff in the city of Joliet is amazing, and there are numerous partners that have touched this project over the last 10 years, including facilities, engineering, community development, planning staff, past and present, that have all assisted in the effort to bring this project to fruition, which included management and execution of several state and federal grant funding awards. Many of our project partners, including Metra, Union Pacific, Amtrak, IDOT, and the State Historic Preservation Office, will be on hand at the ribbon cutting later this week, so hopefully you can all attend. Thanks much.
Next is the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as written with the following change? Remove Council Memo 210-24 from consent agenda. Council Memo 210-24 is the authorization to fund pre-development loan draw 9 to Riverwalk Homes LLC in the amount of $34,434.30. So remove that from consent agenda to be voted on separately.
So move.
Second.
Motion seconded to approve. Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Coleman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is citizens to be heard on agenda items.
Okay, just a reminder tonight, you do have 4 minutes to speak, and you can watch the clock here to your right or to your left, my right, so you can manage your time. And we welcome all your comments, and we would like that you maintain decorum and no personal attacks, please. So with that being said, who's up?
Okay. We have no one signed up, but is anyone present that would like to speak on an agenda item this evening? Seeing
Okay.
none?
Seeing none, we'll move on.
Next is appointments. Reappointments to the Joliet Arts Commission. Tonight, the mayor is recommending the following reappointments to the Joliet Arts Commission: Eric Gorder, John Simpson Jr., Peg Stoiber, and Deborah Summers. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Coleman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is council committee reports, public safety committee report.
Thank you. The City of Joliet Public Safety Committee met today at 5:33 here in the council chambers. Present was myself, Councilwoman Jan Quillman, Fire Chief Jeff Carey, Police Chief Bill Evans, and Greg Blasky, the EMA Director. We approved the minutes from April 2nd. There were no citizens to be heard on any agenda items. Agenda 1, the first thing on the agenda was a request for authorization to purchase one 2008 International Med Tech ambulance from Troy Fire Protection District for the amount of $30,000. The quick background on this is we do have some older ambulances that have a lot of miles, and this particular ambulance has $100,000 miles less than some of our ambulances. So motor maintenance looked through the ambulance, and it passed inspections, so we're looking to move this forward to the council on May 21st. So if there's no questions, I'll move on. Under resolutions, there was a resolution approving an interagency agreement between the City of Joliet and Joliet Job Corps. Basically, this is just an agreement which has to do with first responders agreement. So when they need the police, we show up and we do our job over there. So that's what that is. It's been in place for many years. It's just another year. Number two, there's another resolution authorizing execution of a memorandum of understanding between the City of Joliet and Aunt Martha's Health and Wellness. Again, this is an agreement for first responders. So if they need the police, we show up there. And also, this is a mental health, Jan, if you can help me? Oh, referral. So we can refer mental health situations there. So that's what that agreement's about. Third, there was another resolution approving an emergency management mutual aid agreement. That is basically, that was from Greg Blasky. That is an agreement. Basically, if there is an emergency on a large-scale disaster, there is language and an agreement between all parties involved, even outside jurisdictions. And there's language in there. It has to do with insurance, indemnification, and reimbursement situations. So that's what that is about. Number four, there's a resolution declaring certain City of Joliet property as surplus. This has to do with numerous older radios at the City of Joliet that we have. There is about 70 radios that we're going to sell to another jurisdiction for the amount of $51,000, and there's also radios that other municipalities are going to part out. Did I get that right, Chief? Okay. And then lastly, in the resolutions, to approve an updated master service agreement between the City of Joliet and ThriveWorks Administration Services. When we started this ThriveWorks, we only had City of Joliet employees. This language includes City of Joliet residents. So I believe that's what that's about.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. All these were approved by Councilwoman Jan Quillman and myself to move to a future date. I believe it would be May 21st for full council approval. There was no new or old business, and there were no public comments. And then we adjourned. If there's any questions?
No, did
Okay.
good.
All right. That was my first, I guess, chair meeting. I took, I don't know.
You forgot
went
the old
pretty
new
good.
business, though.
Older new business. There was none. There was none.
It was a joke. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
All right.
Had
Thank
to be
you.
there.
Thanks for my report.
Next is the Public Service Committee report.
Public Service Committee met here yesterday, Monday, at 4:30 in the afternoon in the council chambers. On the committee and present was myself and Councilman Mudrin. Also in attendance was the Director of Public Utilities, Allison Swisher, and several of her staff, as well as Director of Public Works, Greg Ruddy, and several members of his staff. Short agenda. Just a reminder to anybody watching, if you really want to drill deeper than any of us do in a summary report, you can go to the city website, and under meetings and agendas, you can find not only the agenda, but after the meetings are over and it's posted, you can get the audio tapes and listen to what actually happened in depth. Under contracts, we had 4 items. Nothing to get all excited about. We had a contract for about $70,000 for manhole replacement at the East Side plant, wastewater treatment plant. We had another contract for about $192,000, and this was for the Russell Street from Highland to Clement roadway project. We had another contract reviewed for $260,432, and that was for our yearly pavement marking program. And we looked at another contract for $28,000, just almost $29,000 for a replacement pump. Under change orders, pay estimates, and final payments, we had the same number of items that we reviewed and vetted. One was a 2024 membership dues to the Lower DuPage Watershed Group in the amount of about $25,000, just over that. That's required by the federal government with our licensing with our Aux Sable wastewater treatment plant, so we have to be a member. We looked at a professional services agreement for, further storm sewer GIS mapping for $186,000. We're in the process of completely mapping our water and sewer. Some of it goes back 70 years, and certainly with GIS now, we want to be able to memorialize it and codify it. So we had another change order for the ongoing sidewalk vault improvements on Chicago Street. This one was for $200,160. Change orders on this project, which is the vaults below the sidewalks on Chicago Street in preparation for the downtown plaza. There are a number of change orders that come up for two reasons. Number one, some of the vaults during inspection and a bidding process were not accessible. And then once they get into them, they may find some difficulties that need to be addressed. Also, too, as we move through, we find other vaults that are in need of being stabilized or repaired. So that's why we have change orders on that project. And then we looked at an amendment for the professional service agreement for the Phase 3 engineering services for the Chicago Street Vault Contract 2. That would go to Civil Tech Engineering. And again, that's an ongoing project. We're nearing completion, but there's still some vaults left. And they didn't find Molly in any of the vaults yet, right, Greg? Okay. Under license and permits, we looked at an application for a drive-through permit for a Taco Pros restaurant at 2565 Plainfield Road, which will be the new development just east of the strip mall that contains AutoZone and Denny's on Route 30. There'll be a gas station there and a taco restaurant. Under ordinance of resolution, which are predominantly housekeeping, in other words, we have to have an ordinance or a resolution agreeing to pay for the projects that we approve. And we looked at a resolution for approval of the execution of a real estate sales agreement for the purchase of real property. This is property that's going to be used for our ongoing alternative water supply, our alternative water source project. We'll need that space to, at some point, place equipment and buildings there. So we will be purchasing that. That's been reviewed if the council so votes. Remember, there was a memorandum of understanding with the Heritage Corridor Destination for grant funds under the Illinois Department of Economic, I can't remember what DCEO was for. Anyways, it's a state grant for $117,000 for 6 more electric charging stations at the prison that would be paid for the installation by the grant and then turned over to the city to maintain and take care of. Resolution appropriating motor fuel tax, again, any resolution appropriating motor fuel tax is required by law that if we do a project that's going to be paid by motor fuel tax, we have to take the next step and formally approve the payment of that motor fuel tax for that project. Of all the items, before I get to one item in the new or old business, all the items except for one were unanimously approved for recommendation to the full council by myself and Councilman Mudrin. There was no recommendation on the charging stations, as a motion was made, but there was no second for the motion, so there is no formal recommendation on the charging stations. Then the last thing, and I think Allison, sorry to cut you off guard, could you just briefly tell them, there's a little bit of recognition given to the Public Utilities, Water and Sewer Department yesterday, and if you could briefly tell us what happened.
Yes, so as you're all aware, we've been having a large focus on water conservation initiatives, and we've started our water conservation incentive program. We send out a lot of e-blasts and social media posts encouraging water conservation and just providing a lot of education about the water in general. And so the Illinois section of the American Water Works Association actually has a recognition program for communities that do things like that. And so we applied for what they call their Water Ambassador Program, and we were selected to receive their Gold Award. So they came yesterday and presented us with a street sign recognizing that, which we'll have at one of our facilities, and we're going to continue on with those initiatives to continue to educate and encourage water conservation.
Thank you. And just to be clear, there is no platinum level. Gold is the highest, correct?
That is correct. Gold is the highest. I think they said there's 21 utilities in the state that have gold.
Which is a very small club.
Very small club, yeah.
Thank you, Allison. And I think that I covered everything. Pat, did I?
Yep, fine.
Good. Then, Mayor, that would be my report from the Public Service Committee.
Okay, thank you, Councilman.
I show no other reports.
Okay.
Moving on under consent agenda, approval of the minutes. It's recommended the minutes of the pre-council meeting held on April 15th, 2024, and the minutes of the special city council meeting held on April 22nd, 2024 stand approved as recorded. Invoices to be paid. It's recommended this report be received and placed on file. Council Memo 206-24, award of contract for the manhole replacement and East Side Treatment Plant to Performance Construction and Engineering LLC in the amount of $69,890. Council Memo 207-24, award of contract for the Russell Street Highland to Clement roadway project to Austin Tyler Construction in the amount of $192,250.04. Council Memo 208-24, award of contract for the 2024 pavement marking program to Superior Road Striping in the amount of $260,432. Council Memo 209-24, approved purchase of replacement pump for the Riverside Lift Station from Metropolitan Industries in the amount of $28,671. Council Memo 210 was removed from consent agenda to be voted on separately. Council Memo 211-24, authorization to fund draw 9 for tax increment financing district number 7 in the amount of $682,036.14. Council Memo 212-24, amendment number 1 to the professional services agreement for the Storm Sewer GIS mapping project, contract 2 to Twig Technologies in the amount of $186,025. Council Memo 213-24, amendment number 1 for the professional services agreement for the Phase 3 engineering services for the Chicago Street Sidewalk Vault Contract 2 to Civil Tech Engineering in an amount not to exceed $42,630. Council Memo 214-24, change order number 2 for the sidewalk vault improvements, 102 North Chicago Street, 175 North Chicago Street, 2 Clinton Street, to Lindblad Construction in the amount of $200,160.50. Council Memo 215-24, approved payment of the 2024 membership dues for the Lower DuPage Watershed Group in the amount of $25,151.56. It's recommended Council Memos 206-24 through 209-24 and 211-24 through 215-24 be approved. Is there a motion to approve all said consent agenda items?
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Guerrero?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo 210-24, authorization to fund pre-development loan draw 9 to Riverwalk Homes LLC in the amount of $34,434.30. It's recommended Council Memo 210-24 be approved.
So moved. Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Hug?
No.
Councilwoman Ibarra?
I have to abstain for ethical reasons.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra, Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero?
Aye.
Motion carried, 6 ayes, 1 no, and 1 abstention. Under licenses and permit applications, Council Memo 217-24, an application for a drive-through permit for a Taco Pros restaurant at 2565 Plainfield Road. It's recommended this drive-through permit be approved.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a question.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, I have a question. Greg, I was looking for a lighting map for that area. I was looking, it's pretty close to the residents, just to the northwest, and folks across the street I know were complaining. So is that gonna be low-level lighting, or is it gonna be outward lighting, or is it just gonna be down where the parking would be?
Yeah, so there wouldn't be lighting included with the drive-through permit, but our city ordinance for lighting requires that lighting be at 90 degrees to the pavement, so we'll be directed down. it won't be shining out.
Okay.
It'll be down at the pavement. The canopy of the gas station may have some lighting on it, but it won't be like spotlighting shining out. It would be, the name or something to that effect.
Yeah, sorry, I was gonna ask Jim Torrey, but he wasn't here, so I thought, well, I wanted to ask you, because I was concerned about that.
Yeah, it should all be directed down at the ground of the
Okay,
pavement.
that's all I want to know.
Yes.
Thank you.
And Mayor Pro Tem Jim is ill today too. That's why he's not here.
Oh, okay.
Everybody, it's going around.
I'm sure.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
It was motioned and seconded to approve Council Memo 217-24, an application for a drive-through permit for a Taco Pros restaurant at 2565 Plainfield Road. Councilwoman Ibarra.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman.
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon.
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas.
Aye.
Councilman Clement.
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Motion carried. Under ordinances, Council Memo 219-24, an ordinance amending Chapter 2, Article 1, Section 2-21B and C, attendance by members of boards and commissions of the City of Joliet Code of Ordinances. It's recommended said ordinance be adopted.
So moved. Second.
Question?
Sure.
Chris, this is just for those boards and commissions we find in the ordinance. This isn't the separate committees from the council.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
This motion and seconded to approve. Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman.
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon.
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas.
Aye.
Councilman Clement.
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra.
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo 220-24, an ordinance amending Chapter 3 of the Code of Ordinances regarding administrative adjudication. It's recommended said ordinance be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned seconded to approve. Councilwoman Quillman.
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon.
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas.
Aye.
Councilman Clement.
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Motion carried. Under resolutions, Council Memo 222-24, resolution requesting the closure of Route 6 and 30 for the 2024 Light Up the Holidays Parade route. It's recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Reardon.
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas.
Aye.
Councilman Clement.
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo 223-24, resolution accepting and placing on file the Joliet Historic Preservation Commission Annual Report for 2023. It's recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Cardenas.
Aye.
Councilman Clement.
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman.
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon.
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo 224-24, a resolution amending approval dedicating a portion of Cherry Hill Road and Spencer Road as public right-of-way. It's recommended said resolution be adopted.
Question here.
Sure.
So just reading through this, so we know that these items had been on the agenda previously. There's a small typographic error. So do we need additional items to invalidate the previous memos that had been approved, or in passing does it automatically supersede that?
Yeah, in passing, this will automatically supersede the previous ordinance.
Okay, thank you.
Is there a motion to approve Council Memo 224-24?
So move.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Clement.
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman.
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon.
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas.
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo 225-24, a resolution amending approval dedicating a .18 acre portion of Spencer Road and a 0.85 acre portion of Spencer Road as public right-of-way. It's recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Guerrero.
Aye.
Councilman Hug.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ibarra.
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Coleman.
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon.
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo 226-24, a resolution approving dedication of a 2.43 acre portion of Spencer Road as public right-of-way. It's recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved. Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Abara?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo 227-24, resolution authorizing approval and execution of a real estate sales agreement for the purchase of real property 710-718 South Rainer Avenue and purchase of related insurance. It's recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Abara?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo 228-24, resolution approving a memorandum of understanding with the Heritage Corridor Destinations for grant funds under the ILDCEO Route 66 program up to $117,000. It's recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
No.
Councilwoman Abara?
Aye.
Motion carried 7-1. Council Memo 229-24, resolution appropriating motor fuel tax funding for the Russell Street Highland to Clement roadway project. It's recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Abara?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Motion carried. Council Memo 230-24, resolution appropriating motor fuel tax funds for the 2024 pavement marking program. It's recommended said resolution be adopted.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Abara?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Quillman?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is the city manager's report.
Thanks. So I'd like to say congratulations again to JJC. I know we're all really proud to have that school in our community. I was able to visit myself, and it's like a 4-year college. I mean, I was just so impressed with the campus and how beautiful it is. So I'm glad we got to honor them this evening. I'd also like to say happy belated birthday to Councilman Guerrero. His birthday was on May 1st, so happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And I really enjoyed your comments about being at JJC too. You can just see that energy when you go to the school. On April 23rd, I attended the swearing-in ceremony for new police officers. I think we had 8. Is that right, Chief? Yeah, so that was very exciting. We need to get all those positions filled, so that was fun. And I toured the downtown Joliet Public Library on May 1st. They offer a lot of great evening activities, painting. One of them was like singo. It's like bingo, but you sing. Like there's all kinds of activities that you can go to that Harley, my fiance, and I plan on. We live right across the street, so we plan on doing. I think everyone should just look it up online. They've got so many activities for not only kids but adults as well. So I would recommend doing that. We held a Cinco de Mayo taco lunch for all the staff on May 2nd. Thank you, Councilman Mudrin, for the toffee. It was much appreciated, and thank you, Councilwoman Ibarra, for joining us. We had a good time. And then finally, I won't be here on the 10th of May, but I want to wish Night Train, Vec, and the Slammers a good luck on their opening day, which is the 10th. And so everybody who gets to go to that, have a good time and enjoy. That's all I have.
Next is public comments. First is Kathy Garthis.
First of all, I want to say congratulations to St. Peter's Church at being a landmark at everything for historic preservation and that. When I heard about that church is 161 years old, I of course think of my mother's old place that too was 161 years old, but now, as of last week, it was torn down. I tried so hard to get that thing to be a landmark, but Will County historic people are different than the Joliet preservation people, and they just didn't care about saving the house from the Civil War years, of 161 years old, from American Civil War years. It's the last of all the houses that were originally out there when Americans came to settle and everything. So the house is totally gone now, but I'm still, though, my issues today, though, is with this whimsy trucking. If I go and just stay on that new driveway that they made, it's actually Joliet land. If I just sit in my dead end of my driveway at that concrete part and just sit there and reminisce about what my life used to be like over there, I got whimsy trucking, keep calling the Will County Sheriff on me. And I'm trying to get through to the Will County Sheriff that where I'm standing in that driveway there, or my truck's parked in the driveway, the concrete part where they widened Vetter Road, or Hobo Road for that expansion there, for that toll bridge, that I'm not on that property that my mom's place was on, because her property is actually a quarter of the way back of the driveway from the road, from the old road, is where the property line is. I'm just having the fits with whimsy trucking. They keep on harassing me. I no longer live there. They took all my stuff and threw it away and took it and stole it and stuff. I mean, there's nothing left there for me, you know, just sit there and reminisce, and they still are getting on me and doing things to me. They keep haunting me. I've asked you to get whimsy trucking to shut them down since they're a Joliet company with their trucking terminal next to the place there. I ask you, get this rude company taken away, get them to, shut down, because their evil attorney is the one that's been holding on to the money from when my brother sold my mom's place. His attorney just so happens to be Whimsy's Trucking's attorney, and even to this day, still haven't got one penny from it yet. So I, of course, can't do nothing. And I've lost everything because of it. So can you please get Whimsy Trucking shut down? They don't deserve to run being this way. They're gonna do business this way.
Delilah Legret.
Good evening, Delilah Legret, Jackson Township. I'd like to read from the November 10th, 2021 staff report for the annexation and development agreement for Eastgate Logistics Park. It states, some details of the agreement include the following. Compass Parkway, building permits shall not be approved until the developer has posted a bond with the city sufficient to ensure the construction of the Route 53 bridge. Other road construction and improvements. The designs and specifications of all roads will be determined by the traffic impact study prepared and submitted by the development and reviewed and approved by the city. Closed loop truck network. Restricted access for tractor trailers to the property in a closed loop network without allowing access to the property for tractor trailers from Illinois Route 53, Manhattan Road, or any other municipal or township roads. Parcel site exhibits. Public safety donation. Developer shall dedicate 15 acres and donate and fund construction of a combined training facility for the Joliet Fire and Police Departments. Miscellaneous. Learning Career Center, Community Enhancement Contributions, a Community Benefit Committee. I have read from every single section included in this report, and not one single section has been completed, followed, or even started. Let me now read the site history that was included on this report. A development agreement was approved in November 2019. Because the developer did not acquire the property within 180 days, the agreement became void. A pre-annexation agreement was approved in April 2020. Subsequent judicial direction required reproduction of that process. Approval was then completed in December of 2020. A variation was then approved by Zoning Board of Appeals at their special meeting later in December 2020. Special information: by means of the proposed agreement, the developer and city intend to amend and restate these existing agreements and set forth terms and conditions under which the site will be developed. So, this project has had agreements voided and restated 4 times now. This current agreement has in no way been held. I am asking for Joliet to void the 2021 agreement. It has been voided multiple times for much less in the past. Thank you.
Is there
Thank
anyone
you.
else that would like to speak on an agenda? I'm sorry, during public comments this evening?
Good evening. My name is Matt Robbins, and I am the Jackson Township Supervisor. I'm here tonight representing the residents of Jackson Township and their quality of life. The North Point project started 7 years ago in Elwood and was denied. Many people felt Joliet was behind the scenes making deals with North Point, and lo and behold, they were, even telling everyone they aren't the boogeyman in the room. The people of Jackson Township are sick and tired of being lied to and stepped on. For someone to say North Point is a good neighbor is laughable. How have they even started a citizens group like they promised and a few up there demanded? Normally, a project with this much controversy wouldn't be touched with a 10-foot pole, but it's like you embrace it. I mean, you wouldn't approve a gas station on the west side of Joliet because of too much traffic, but will ask in a letter for IDOT to put 3 million square foot of warehouse traffic onto 53 after you promised this wouldn't happen because of the so-called closed loop. People have said from the beginning this closed loop wouldn't work because of the MOU. Did you listen? No. In fact, here are some of the comments about city council members and staff on the closed loop. 1, North Point's closed loop will be great for Joliet area and help alleviate traffic congestion caused by semi-trailers. Now there's no closed loop. 2, we said we would do the closed loop, and we found another way to do this. We should be applauded for that. Really applauded for that when it's not going to happen. 3, a question was asked that closed loop is a myth, and it was said that they don't get a building permit unless the closed loop is done. Well, that was a lie. If this was not a closed loop plan, then it wouldn't be following Will County's freight plan. I agree with that. It isn't a closed loop anymore, so it isn't following the Will County freight plan. 5, we wanted to have North Point so we could have the closed loop, which now you are asking for access to 53. Last quote, we have made it as clear as we can that the project is designed to not add trucks to 53. It is designed and mandated to specifically remove trucks from 53. The North Point Traffic Control Plan says trucks accessing this development will have to avoid 53 because there is no access to 53 for trucks from this development. So keep your word. I had a conversation with someone on this council that I have no financial gain in lying to them. North Point has all the financial gain, and I was told they would never lie to them. Well, look who is lying now. It's not me. I know this letter to IDOT was probably written because they were threatened to sue you. Is this being a good partner? Because I didn't get what I want, I'm going to sue you? Well, let them. This is nothing more than real estate speculation. They took a chance and missed. Why do you guys have to pick up the pieces for them? Would you do that for another developer? No, you have denied plenty of other things for developers. Deny them access to 53 like you promised. Since when does one company's problems constitute an emergency? How are these warehouses operational when they don't have access for trucks? Is this telling the truth? To me, to be operational, you need trucks and product. Are the employees bringing in their cars? Do they even have an occupancy permit? No, they don't. This is an emergency? How can you even think of storing batteries in the middle of a neighborhood? I bet we wouldn't be doing this if it was in a warehouse up on Western Avenue or on the west side, but it's okay to do it on the south side. Since when does greed and bullying take precedent over public safety and quality of life?
Thank you.
Anyone else that would like to speak this evening?
Good evening, Margie Seapon, Joliet. I do not have a prepared public comment, but in listening to Ms. Legret and Mr. Robbins, I am here because I feel that I need to speak for the residents of the south side and the east side of Joliet. I've received several phone calls, text messages, emails about the access to Route 53. And many of these messages and emails had said, we knew this was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. We told all of you that this was going to happen. We painstakingly and methodically went through that pre-annexation agreement and development agreement to show that traffic was going to end up on 53, that they did not have a strong plan. And look where we are. Look where we are. I'm very upset. The residents on the south and the southeast side are very upset that the council people who voted this in didn't fully vet this agreement. And here we are. Here we are. So on behalf of myself and south side and east side residents, that's our public comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Margie.
Any other public comments this evening? Next is mayor and council comments.
We're starting with me.
You're up.
All right.
Hello down there.
First of all, I took a tour of the Slammers Stadium recently, and I just want to say thank you to the city staff for working so hard on this stadium. It's truly sparkles. They have more to do, but where it's come to is amazing. Blaine, Brett, all of the roadways staff, and a special thanks to the incredible work that Craig Smith did to restore and recreate the Ironmen. That used to be the Iron Man, how do I say that? But they used to be on the back of the stadium. Now they've put them inside the stadium. It's gonna be the greatest photo op. You're gonna be stopped traffic when the people are just gonna be standing there taking the pictures. You won't believe them when you see them. They look amazing. I wanna say Happy Mother's Day to all the moms and the mother figures, and especially to my own mom, Betty Riley, who is with us still today at 87 years old, which I'm very happy about, obviously. And a special blessing to our very own city manager, Beth Beatty, and her betrothed, Harley, out there in the audience, who will be married this Mother's Day in Italy. Congratulations, and the best of both of you.
Thank you.
And that's all I have.
Like the future to be married city manager, congratulations. Some of us were also at the swearing in of the police officers, Councilwoman Reardon, Councilman Quillman, and the mayor. We were all able to attend, which was a great event. And I also personally would like to thank staff member here, Armando De Olivia, who sent us the list of everyone. So I'd like to read that. Might butcher a name or two, but sorry, I apologize beforehand. Jessica, as I might not be reading it because I might have just lost it. Nope, John McHale, Jessica Pardo, Matthew Teller, Robert Ford Jr., Rodolfo Menzes, Jose Rodriguez, Jack Rafferty, Andy Guzman, Joshua White. Congratulations, new officers. Happy to have you. And I guess Slammers, fans out there, please support them as you can this year. They're trying very hard. You're up.
Thank you. So I attended MAC mentoring kickoff at the National Hookup of Black Women in Joliet, and it was the late rest in power and great Michael Clark. his family in his honor has started a mentoring service. It's for African American male students, grades 6 through 10. So if you want to know what you can do, you can be a mentor and look it up at Males Achieving Change, Michael Austin Clark Foundation, Mac Academy. You can donate. You can donate. So that's something they're doing in his honor. I also had the great privilege of attending Second Baptist 144th church anniversary. And not only did I attend the service, but I was invited to this amazing banquet after in their worship center where we had soul food and there was music and they talked about the history of the church. So I have never had quite an experience like that before, and I will definitely be going back. They do so much more in the community than just a church. They have a food pantry. They're getting a micro pantry. They do, I can't remember what the name of the basketball team is, but it's a free basketball I think it's Thursday nights, and it's Sons of Glory or something like that. So if you have a youth in the neighborhood, send them over on Thursday nights for basketball. And then, let me see, Peace Over Violence at Joliet Township did a pop-up barbecue at St. Mark's Church. And I had so much fun just getting away from everyone and going knock on doors of the barber shops and the little shops in the area and invite people over that actually came to hear about the violence prevention that Peace Over Violence does. And then, so I just want to say that I appreciate so much the Joliet Fire Department, Chief Carey. I appreciate the city managers, both of them. We had an emergency situation at Joshua Arms from Sunday night, and instead of doing my regular thing, which is just calling Jan for help, I decided to tough it out and try and learn what it takes. And it really takes an entire community, because Joshua Arms was evacuated on Sunday due to a power outage and a leak that knocked out the power to Joshua Arms. What happened after that, it's nothing short of amazing. But my boss, Dr. Liz Prodich at Holston Human Capital Development, had my two worlds of being a health equity navigator and creating food access, and my council collided today when she's like, okay, councilwoman, your constituents are starving. So I was literally going to wear a shirt that said, save my starving seniors, because we were trying to figure out a way to get them food. 113 of them, or 119, were displaced, and they're going to be displaced for 3 weeks. It looks like 3 weeks. And these people militarized to feed my starving seniors. And it probably took no less than maybe 150 calls at Dr. Liz Prodich putting it all together for me. But I want to thank Illinois Youth and Family Services. Dr. Natia Brass called Dr. Liz Prodich, and the two doctors worked on it along with Joliet Fire Department Chief Jeff Carey, Northern Illinois Food Bank, Grub Stopco, and Chris White. Jewel Robinson, who's really literally a Riverwalk resident who just lost her son and is more worried about starving seniors that she feeds and she helps at Joshua Arms than her own pain and grief. So thank you, Jewel Robinson. The Northern Illinois Food Bank is doing disaster boxes for 116 seniors that need help. They've been displaced. They're at 7 different motels. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate Beth Beatty, Chris Desiderio, every single one of you for helping me. This is it was a learning experience. Instead of calling Jan, because Jan is always there to help in a pinch, I actually figured out how community works together to get it done. And I don't say this enough. I always appreciate everyone, but I don't tell you how much I really enjoy doing this. I really, really like doing this. And today it showed me what community was all about. So I didn't have to wear my Feed My Starving Senior shirt today. And I appreciate each and every one of you. If I have forgotten you, I had Alita from the Spanish Center Board. If I have forgotten anyone in this process, I love each and every one of you that helped these seniors. And I'm quite sure that LSSI that manages is going to do what they have to do after these couple of days as emergency help to help their misplaced residents going forward. So I just want to thank everyone so much and wish my mother a happy Mother's Day and a happy Mother's Day to all of you. But I learned a lot today, so thank you.
Thank you.
Next me.
Sure.
All right, real brief. I'm going to wish a happy Mother's Day to my wife Susan and all the women in Joliet who took on that tremendously difficult job of being a mom. Don't let any dad convince you that our job is more difficult, because it's not. So again, happy Mother's Day to all.
Well, in keeping with that, happy Mother's Day to my mom, who watches the meeting sometimes. It's also her birthday, so I celebrate her about 3 times for her birthday. Mother's Day in the United States, Mother's Day in Mexico, all 3 separate days within about a week of each other. So I want to take a moment, though, to say, I mentioned that JJC really takes those principles of DEI and implements them in significant ways. And if I could take a moment to just talk about how we as a city can continue to do that ourselves here. And I want to clear up a misconception that I think sometimes people think of DEI as throwing money at a problem and saying, okay, you're belong to a minority group who's been disenfranchised. Here's some free money. Good job. Pat ourselves on the back. We did it. But it's not just about giving things away. Sometimes it's about taking things away. Actually, sometimes it's about removing barriers. Sometimes it's about making it easier to get into a space when there's a barrier of entry. Right. Sometimes it's institutions like JJC saying you may not have the requirements to get into some of these top 4-year colleges, but we're going to give you the steps necessary to enter our space and to prepare you to continue on into the future academic world, right? By removing those barriers of entry, by making things easier to be a part of, that's DEI as well. Things that we can do, it's listening to a list of new police recruits and hearing among those names that there are women included, hearing that there are Spanish surnames in there. Sometimes it is giving money. Sometimes it is, our community development block grants, and recognizing that there are institutions, that there are organizations within our community who are doing amazing work, and that we as the city don't necessarily have to recreate the wheel, but we can support those organizations who are already doing the work. Sometimes it's recognizing that the decisions that we make up here have a real world impact for human beings, that these aren't just resolutions on paper and ordinances on paper, but that the decisions that we make are going to impact families for generations to come. And for us to be mindful of the real world impacts that our decisions have up here, especially in neighborhoods that have been overlooked, neighborhoods that are being impacted by our increased development. And we can't always put an emphasis just on economic development, on industrial grow out, but we have to take the time to recognize how these decisions are impacting real world people. And so, that's a way that we can take DEI and implement it in a significant and meaningful way here at the city. And I hope that we all, take some time to consider that and recognize that all the decisions that we're making here have that component to them.
I just want to bring up a few items here. I want to thank Beth and Krista and all the team. We're cleaning up the viaducts. We asked for that a few weeks ago, around the Slammer Stadium, and I think it's very important to try to keep our city clean. And I'm happy to hear that we are going to have people downtown, keeping the downtown clean. I know we're working on the entryways, which is very important to me and others up here. I want to continue to keep the flame lit here. I want to get on these weeds. If you drive down any intersection or around, we're a little behind, I think, on it, but I'd like to clean some of that up. The weeds are popping like in everybody's yard and everywhere else. If we can get rolling on that, I'd like to keep the flame alive on these sidewalks. They're popping all over, and I want to keep that alive. I just had a question real quick, Greg, on not to put you on the spot, I apologize. So water mains, right? When we dig up a water main, it just seems like we throw gravel, or else, and we throw gravel in the hole, and it's like the gravel just sits there for months. And I just didn't know if that, there's a reason. I know there's compacting issues that we have to do, but it seems like when we just keep throwing gravel there and we don't get it in a timely manner to throw the asphalt in there. And I know we're busier than heck, but I was just seeing what the process is on something like that.
I'll take a crack at your question, then maybe Allison can jump in. On a water dig, they typically backfill it with aggregate material. They let it settle out for a while. There's two groups that handle patching on the smaller digs. Our street department will follow up and complete the patching on the larger digs. I believe you have an outside contractor who does that. We try to get them in a timely fashion. Sometimes they lag for whatever reason, but one of the main reasons that they stay open for a while is to let the aggregate settle out, get water on it a number of times to sort of compact that material so that when the patch occurs, it doesn't start settling again. So, Allison, I don't know if you have anything to add to that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people call me on it, and I want to just drive it home a little bit. Yesterday, I was sent some few phone calls and some photographs of 3 specific vans that are coming into Joliet. I have no idea where they're coming from. People are saying they're migrants. I don't know, right? They have backpacks. They're being let out in the 2200 block of West Jefferson Street and walking towards Marycrest. I did send the chief a copy of the license plate, if we can look into that. Again, I said this once before, the federal government is doing this to Americans. This is what's happening. We have homeless people, right? We have everyday Americans that work hard. We have starving seniors. We have veterans, that are looking for help. And, it just, I don't see a good outcome with this. But once again, I don't know if they're migrants or not. All I'm saying is there were 3 vans that came into Joliet and let 30, 40 people out in the streets of Joliet. So if you can help us out, Chief, see where maybe these vans are coming from, and we can take it a step further. So thank you. Those are my comments.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to talk about, I know that we see what we can do about the closure of Ruby Street Bridge. Obviously, I know that's not on us, it's through IDOT. But finding a way to do some traffic control, because right now trying to get back and forth in any which way with just Bridge Street is, it's just insane. I think everybody can attest to trying to get back and forth. Seeing if there's, I know in the past we had Cash Street be a 2-way, seeing if we could do something with that, because also at the same time when I-80 has its backup issues, then we get everybody coming into through our city streets, and with Ruby Street Bridge down right now currently, and a train passing by and one bridge being up, it's pretty much insane. Today on my way home, heading east on Jackson, literally from Scott Street to over the Jackson Street Bridge, it was backed up from people trying to get over the Bridge Street Bridge. And this was like at 4 o'clock today. So, it's just insane. And I don't know what, with stop signs and stop lights, like that, it's just a recipe for disaster, people trying to get through. And again, I've seen it more on obviously on a Friday, people come into the east side of Joliet, but even again today at, on a Tuesday at 4 o'clock, to be from Chicago Street all the way past the Jackson Street Bridge, it's insane. So I don't know if we can do something with that traffic control wise, and or again, try to see if we can get an IDOT to make the Cash Street Bridge be a 2-way. On a happier note, I attended the Belmont Little League's opening day. I got to throw out the first pitch, and I didn't do a wild pitch. That was good. I just want to say thank you and congratulations to Belmont Little League and Belmont AC for supporting Little League Baseball for the past 75 years. To all the parents and volunteers that were out there. It was a beautiful day. We had the sponsors that came out, the volunteers that were out there making that day possible. There was probably about 200 kids and families together out there ready for baseball. So it was exciting to see, and it was good to see on this side of town with everyone enjoying that. So just thank you to the Belmont AC Club for having that and allowing the Little League to exist there. And then I also just want to say again, Happy Mother's Day to my mom on Friday, because it's Mexican Mother's Day Friday, and then Sunday again. And to invite everyone out May 10th for the season opener of the Slammers as well. Make sure we get out there and support. I think they got a lot of exciting things happening. And also, congratulations again to City Manager Beth and Harley. Enjoy the trip and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess I have a lot here. I took a lot of notes. So, in response to your thing about Cass Street, that has to go through IDOT, if I'm not mistaken, right, Greg?
Yeah, it
So
would be IDOT.
They have
That's
to
a
get the
state route.
permission to go, to make that a two-way street again. It's been done in the past, but trying to get it again.
Do we request it or does we have to call?
Well, the city manager would request
All
it
right.
and the mayor, so he can, from home, write an email. The lights on Jackson Street are not in sync, okay? And that backs up the traffic every single day, because this one's red and it's green, and try to get over, it's not, the traffic is not flowing properly, so can we look into that as well?
Yeah, so we are aware of that, that issue. Unfortunately, there's water main work going on right there, and as they excavated the road, they had to remove some of the traffic loops and cut through them. So that has resulted in the lights being out of sync there. It's unfortunate timing with the Ruby Street bridge being out. We have talked to IDOT about adjusting some of the timings in general on those. We're also looking at installing video detection, which instead of the loop in the pavement is a camera that sits up on the traffic signal mast arm. We're trying to expedite that and get that done in order to alleviate some of that issue. But it's unfortunate timing with everything else that's going on Interstate 80, the Ruby Street Bridge being down, a lot of the water main work, et cetera. So it's
Well, and the other day, it was almost a nightmare, because they were messing with the bridge, the lights on the bridge, and they were going down, and then they got backed up, and then they made it green, and there we started to go, and then it got red again, and it was like, oh my God, it was almost an accident's waiting to happen. That was not good at all.
Yeah, we're talking to IDOT about that and trying to do some things to alleviate
Quit
that.
playing with the switches.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all I have along those notes. I attended the National Black Women Convention that was here, and many people from all over the United States came. It was a 4-day event held out at the the Holiday Inn, and it was a very wonderful event, and good time was had by all, and they really love our city. Let's see. I also attended, as Mr. Mudron said, the police officers swearing in, and I hope we can see much more of those, because we definitely need more police on our streets. And two more things. Talking about the cleanup under the viaducts. Well, there's one guy, works alone, he works hard. His name is Jan Naharski. He is our graffiti guy, and he worked under those viaducts for days, and he worked all by himself to get that all cleaned up. So we owe him a debt of gratitude for that. Also, I would like to wish everybody happy Mother's Day, because I'm the last one to do it. But it's very nice that I get to wish my niece happy first Mother's Day. And so I'm very proud of her. And also my nephew, his fiance, is her first Mother's Day too. So happy first Mother's Day to the girls. And everyone be well and stay safe. That's all I have.
There is a request for closed session. Is there a motion to go into closed session to discuss personnel, collective bargaining, land acquisition, or conveyance pending or threatened litigation, after which the meeting will be adjourned?
So moved.
Second.
Been motioned and seconded to approve. Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Guerrero?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye.
Councilwoman Navarro?
No, I mean, yes.
Councilman Mudron?
Yes.
Councilwoman Coleman?
Yes, aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Motion carried. We're gonna stay in here.
Arrivederci.